Good morning. Just wanted to share some ideas, some thoughts. I was thinking about this famous clip of the Windows Zero guy. It was before the scamdemic. He was giving a presentation and he said something like, if we play our cards right, we can, with the help of Planned Parenthood, with the help of the Jews, we can lower the population, blah, 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 blah. And I think this is out of context. You see, it's not meaning it literally. I think he was meaning it as, sarcasm or hubris. Yeah. They know the consequences of these things, at least, partially. And they have these almost like jokes that they tell amongst each other. You see, it's not on their hands, these things. A lot of people say, oh, they are overlords, it's in their hand, they are the enemy. No, it's not that simple. You see, I think the clip is out of context. I think he and his buddies are all military assets. They are part of the grid, of the scheme, of the network, of the matrix, the military. You see, you just can't have a computer, program that runs the whole world, or a space program or whatever, and not be connected to the military, because we live under a military culture. Military culture has been pulling the strings since the known world. You know this expression, when you have maps about the known world. That's when the military culture started, way back, before the Greeks. um, I think it was the Persians, the first, who decided to create this world order. Their intentions was to stop the micro aggressions between tribes. You see, they thought, let's encapsulate everybody under one rule, one diplomacy, one uh, constitution. I think it was the first constitution ever, to try to stop the conflict between, because we are tribalist and we're constantly picking up fights with our neighbors. It's how we are, picking fights for reproduction most of the times, and food, territory, right? So they thought, using the administrative way and the military way, they thought they could bring peace, but it only complicates things even further. So this thing is being, rising like the Tower of Babel. It rises and it falls. It rises and it falls. Now we are in a decline, and it will rise again under a different, face, under a different set of rules. But basically, it's going to be the military again, behind the scenes, controlling everything. So anyway, I think the Windows Zero guy, I mean, he's just being sarcastic and hubris, of course. They say these things because they know they are untouchable. They are saying these things, ha ha ha, laughing. And you have to ask yourself, where does the money come from? Who's investing in these things? It's not these characters that you see on the newspapers. It's not who's behind them, investing in these things, pushing these things forward, right? Where does the money come from? He's not doing this alone. He couldn't. Where does, your investment funds go? Have you ever wondered? Because under a socialist or a capitalist country, you have funds, right, for your retirement. Do you really think that that money is just, freezing in the bank? No, the money is constantly circulating. Do you know where it's being invested? There's this company, the Dark Rock, or whatever it's called. It's also based on retirement funds. And most people don't even know this is being done. All they care is, will I have a retirement? You know, they care about investing and capitalizing. They don't care where. They don't really have a moral compass or an ethic compass. So during the scandemic, everything happened for that reason only. You see, they wanted to invest and capitalize on their investment. You see, nothing but that. And he says those things ironically or sarcastically or whatever. It's not his desire. He's saying it hubristically. He's saying it, sarcastically. Um, and I think people misunderstand it. They think, oh, he's the demon. No, he's not. You have to first self reflect. Do you know where your 301k is? Do you know what's been done to it? Most people don't care. Now, in socialist countries, it's actually the government and banks that, make these movements and investments. You see, when you have governments forcing down the juice on people, they are like, yeah, we invested your retirement money. Now we want to capitalize, so you can have a retirement one day. You see, it's all a scam. Were they conscious that it causes these side effects? Probably, but they don't care. That's why they are in those positions. They are sociopaths. They just don't have compassion or empathy. If they have some empathy, it's not what you think. They are able to empathize, but only to imitate. For they have no conscience. They have no soul. They can empathize, but only to imitate, like an actor does. They train in front of the mirror. They have trainers to train their voice, to train their tone, you see, to train their expressions. You can see this. It's pretty simple when, especially in cities, which are nurseries for sociopaths. When someone, falls to the ground, being aggressed, attacked, or they have a health problem, everybody just watches. Nobody lends a hand. They just watch or record. Well, first, it's actually dangerous to help someone because they can sue you right after. It's better to let the, authorized people, authorized, specialized people who are under the protection, of liability, of persecution. If a stranger helps, they can be persecuted. So in a certain way, they are right. But things have reached such toxicity that you don't really know the distinction again between a normal person or a sociopath. Normal people are actually forced to behave like a sociopath. That's why I say certain places are nurseries for these things. A way to distinguish them is they don't blink their eyes. When you look at someone, most people just blink and they only look you in the eyes briefly. It's not a thing. If they stare at you without blinking, that's a sign of a sociopath, in my opinion. That's how some actors actually also hypnotize the audience when they talk without blinking. Some people get hypnotized. Some people actually listen when someone doesn't blink. I don't know. I have a different immediate reaction. When I see someone that doesn't blink and stares at you, I'm like, okay. To me, it's a red flag, But some people, they just get hypnotized. I don't get it. Anyway, it's not that crazy look or, no, it's when they laugh, they don't move the eyebrows. You see, when they laugh, they only move the mouth. The eyebrows just stay stagnant. That's when they are forcing a smile. They can do this on the mirror. there's this characteristic smile. Lots of journalists have it, actually. PR people, people that are in the public, they have this smile. It's totally fake. They trained it or helped them. Someone helped them train. It's really weird. There's no emotion around the eyes, the eyebrows, the corner of the eyes, the cheeks. There's only the mouth that moves. Like the Joker, from that movie. It's only the mouth that has anything, but that's fake. That can be faked. So, anyway, I think that's all I wanted to say. Have a nice day.